I'm Diana Flynn, and we're here tonight with the cast of Clue, the upcoming Fairfield Area Community Theater show. And we're just going to have some interviews with the cast and kind of give you a background on what's going on, and also give you the times and dates of when it's going to be and how wonderful it all is.
Good. It's just one of those shows. There's so many things going on. There are actually 216 possible endings to this show when you consider who could have done it, where, and with what. So we have to learn all of those possible endings, where they're going to go, and what we're going to do. So it's a real challenge.
They're doing great. We are learning and doing great. We're singing, we're dancing, we're playing with weapons.
I heard Joe tied that.
Yes, he's very proud of this.
Yes,
what Google can show you.
I'd be very nervous if I were in his congregation.
I know. Yes.
I'm Heather Wiggis. I teach 7th grade science at the middle school here in Fairfield. The show is Clue, the musical, and I play the detective. And I'm sort of the one that breaks the case open and figures out who did it and all the twists and turns that go along with it. So it's pretty fun. Well, she tries to be kind of rough and gruff, but there's a couple times when her guard comes down a little bit. She's kind of insecure. You know, they start to look at her and stare at her, and she gets really upset and kind of frustrated with that. And even Professor Plum sort of breaks down some walls on her. So
yeah. Professor Plum.
Professor Plum.
Yes.
I'm John Grunwald. I am playing Colonel Mustard.
And he's a colonel in the Army?
In his imagination, basically, because he's not allowed in the Army. Because he's got a debilitating disease. Well, if you want to know about my disease, I suppose I could, because it's just part of my thing, but it is a big part of my character, is I have non-identifiacitis, which causes a person to mistake human beings for inanimate objects.
Green's the name. Money's my game. Fred Huckey, I play Mr. Green. I was hoping it would look much younger because the character's supposed to be much younger, which is not going to happen.
Tell me a little bit about the character. He's about money, is he?
He's a slime.
Oh.
Yeah, he's all about money. He's sort of gangster, thinks that he's also cool and everything, and that's why I looked at him and said, this guy would not have a gray beard. Because he thinks he's too good for that. So
he would have a
shaved it
Nathan
off.
Detroit mustache.
And then I was trying to shave this down. I'm going to make it even a little bit thinner before showtime, so it's just got this little shyster mustache here. And then we color it in. And
oh yeah, that would be fun.
And he looks like sort of a gangster.
Yeah.
Hi, Miss Scarlet.
Miss Scarlet.
Miss Scarlet.
O'Hara?
No.
No.
Russian Scarlet.
You get to do a Russian accent?
You will see. It is just a cover.
Oh.
I'm Jessica Ehrenfeld now, used to be Mitchell Tree. I currently work at the Washington County Hospital. I'm the case manager there.
Oh.
I have my nursing degree.
So you like do important stuff in real life?
Sometimes.
What's your character's name?
I am Mrs. Peacock.
And how is she in real life?
She is Southern, and poor thing has had 6 husbands and widowed 5 times.
Yes, I tried out for Mr. Body and got the role of Mr. Body. It's exciting. Besides being the main character and narrating the entire musical, I'm killed in the first act, so that's pretty exciting. And each night I get killed by probably a different person in a different room with a different weapon.
I'm Mrs. White.
Oh, you're Mrs. White. And you have an accent, I think.
I'm a fun-loving Cockney maid.
Oh. So you get to wear that little black and white number.
It's exactly the same outfit that I wore in My Fair Lady.
Oh.
It's the same dress even.
That's okay.
And the same hat.
Are you enjoying yourself?
Yes, we laugh so much.
My character, Professor Plum, very New England and talks like, you know,
little clenched
yeah, a little clenched jaw
on.
kind of talk, and well, I don't want to give too much away, but he's involved in some twists in the plot, and so everything is not as it seems. So you got to really keep your eye on Professor Plum because things are
Yeah.
things are bound to change.
Oh, good.
We're trying. This is something. Eva, I'm glad you're asking that question because it's one of those directorial design things. If I don't, nobody will get it.
Yeah.
Since it is a game, we have blocks of rooms. There's 8 separate rooms, and the characters move from block to block, just like the tokens do on the clue board.
Oh,
So it's kind of supposed to be symbolic, and people will think, "Oh, I get it."
okay.
So that works well that way. But it's 8 separate rooms of 8 by 8 platforms with a wall of the lounge, the ballroom, the billiard room, the conservatory, the study, and the kitchen.
I was a munchkin in 3rd grade.
Oh, I remember that play.
That was my first musical.
I remember that was the first play I saw. For fact, yeah.
In out of the fairgrounds.
Yes, and it rained like crazy.
Yes, it did.
Yes.
Well, no, 3 years.
3 years.
I've been coming to
Mm-hmm.
plays for
What
a
made
really
you-
long time.
What made you decide to get involved and be on stage?
I really like Scott Selecta. And I've been with most of the people in the play and other plays. So it's like just, I miss people when I'm not with them.
Yeah.
You know, after you're
You
in
do,
a
don't
play,
Yeah.
you just, it's like your family.
Yeah, you're
I've been involved since 1989.
Wow, I didn't think you were that old.
Yes. I started when I was 10.
Yes.
And I've seen you in plays down in Keosauqua. This isn't the first time you've been in a F.A.C.T production, is it?
It is my first F.A.C.T production.
How's it going?
It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's just it's a new ball game, and with a small cast, it's just a lot.
How many years? Well, we've been here just shy of 4 years, so probably about 3 years.
Yes.
We got involved pretty quickly upon
You did,
arriving
actually.
here. Yeah.
Your whole family is involved, aren't they?
They are, yes. My son
Yeah.
has been in several of the summer larger scale productions, and my wife has done costuming since about day 1
Right.
as well.
It's
so-
okay to mention them by name, too.
Oh, Duncan, my son, and Mary, my wife.
And Mary, your wife.
You know, I've got a few offers from Broadway, but
Yeah.
I think no. I'm going to. I'm
You
going to
stick
sell
around here?
Fairfield. That's it. That's it.
Off and on, I think 17 or 18 years.
How long has it been since we've seen your entire face, though?
Soup du jour. I believe we kissed in that
We kissed
one.
in that, yes. We did. It was a lovely time. Wonderful
was. It
memories. Yes.
scared the crap out of me.
Out of both of us, I think, yeah.
And my
And
wife
the
and my
audience
mom
as
in the
well.
audience, and it was frightening.
It was very sweet. Thank
It
you
was
for
very
that
nice.
moment on
Oh
stage.
my gosh, well, since I moved here 12 years ago. So I don't know that there's been a year that's gone by where I haven't done a show at some point, whether it be in the winter or it's been in the summer.
One thing about F.A.C.T is they're not afraid to try something different. So this summer we thought, since we didn't do a winter show at the Walton Club as a dinner and dessert show, we thought we'd offer something this summer because people like that sort of venue. They like to go and eat, enjoy a show. And so this show, we've had it sort of on our slate for several years. So we thought we would add it this summer, have it at the Walton. It's a whodunit, it's a classic show about Clue. There's the candlestick, the wrench, the rope, there's Miss Scarlet, all the characters we know, all the rooms, and so and the Walton lends itself for that show. That's a show we could not do on a big stage. It doesn't allow itself to be. It allows itself to be a dinner theater. So we thought we'd do it. It's fit into the schedule. We have people in costumes, and the rooms are getting done, and we have the weapons.
Yeah,
Now
I
we just
see the
need the
weapons.
audience.
Yeah.
Summer shows are huge productions, either lots of kids or lots of chorus. We've had it at the high school in different years. We've done it at the Sondheim Center in the past couple of years. But now we're going small again. We have 8 members to our cast this time, and we're doing it out at the Walton Club. So it's going to be a dinner theater. Usually we do our dinner theaters in the wintertime, small, intimate sort of setting. But
Right.
this time we're going to try it in the summer. And see
They're
how we
these
go.
really hokey little melodies that sound familiar even if you've never heard them. It's like, didn't I hear that in a cartoon somewhere? Yeah. They're all just,
Are they things
crafted
people will
that
go
way.
away humming?
I think some of them, yeah.
Yeah.
And the other thing is we have, for a small cast, this is a pretty strong vocal cast. And so there are parts of this that have really thick harmonies that often in community theater you go, oh, we'll just dumb that down. But we've actually been hitting those chords. And there's one at the end of this song, Corridors and Halls, that's just this really thick, weird chord. And I just want to hold up a sign that says, it's supposed to sound that way. Because we hit this chord and it's like, you know, 6-part harmony, and it's impressive when we do it right. It's impressive. And this cast, well, you know, most of them are singers, and they're doing, you know, they're doing it well. So.
No, it's going to be the same meal that we've had in the past. I think pork loin and vegetable lasagna, cheesecake for dessert, and that sort of thing. We will be offering special drinks by the name of the characters.
Oh.
So you could order a Colonel Mustard or a Miss Scarlet.
Mrs.
Yeah.
Peacock.
Yeah, or
whatever.
Mrs. Peacock. Okay. So we could go alcoholic and non-alcoholic.
Oh,
so
that's good.
Either way, yep. So
But more alcohol, more laughs.
Yeah, absolutely. That's our policy.
The whole F.A.C.T board is part of the production staff this year. Again, they've done some shows where we get a volunteer production staff in and the board sort of oversees it, but since it's that smaller show, the board itself is serving as the production staff. We have a few volunteers that that always want to help out, but since it's not a grand scale show at a bigger venue, it allows itself to be a smaller production in that respect.
Usually I'm only in plays that the kids can be in, but this was an exception.
Yeah.
It is. It's just a neat. It's got that macabre sort of flavor to it. It's got some minor chords. It's got some major chords. It's got some dissonance. It's just really cool music. I mean, this isn't a show where you will leave humming a song.
Yeah.
But it's a song that it'll be music that you just enjoy, and it's the spectacle of the show and the characters' interaction, and you get a little card when you're in there, and you get to fill it out, and you get to fill it in, and see if you can figure out who did it with what room, in what room with what weapon. So everyone gets to be a part of it.
With a lot of the plays that I've been in, we've been in, the music has been very familiar for the most part. I mean, there have been some shows where it hasn't been, but a lot of the music sounds quite the same, you know. The music in this one is very different from one song to the next, and there's just some really neat chords and things, and it's a challenge because it is unlike anything, but it's really cool in its own right.
It's really interesting, actually. At first, I thought it didn't have much melody, but now it's all coming together. It's actually pretty memorable. I like it a lot.
Good.
Especially the song we're doing right now. It's a lot of fun.
Are you saying you want to go back quickly? Is that what you're
I want to
saying?
go be Elma Fudd. We're Elma Fudding around the corners.
Oh, okay.
Charactery. It's so character based because it's all based on the Parker Brothers board game. And so you've got Miss Scarlet in the billiard room with the rope or something like that. So it's just each person is a very distinct character.
Okay.
And they're so well known by people that we're bringing them to life from a game.
This is one of those that it changes with every situation and with every audience. It's a different kind of a situation. So it's going to keep me on my toes because depending on the suspect, the weapon in the room, I have to be ready to recite exactly how that flows within the musical. So I have to learn 6 different categories, and there are 216 potential finales to this.
There's an awful lot of it that makes me really nervous. The fact that, as with the board game that it's based on, the play or the musical begins with members of the audience drawing the room and the weapon and the person, and therefore the play diverges at points based on the cards that have been drawn, so that there are 216 possible different endings, and so that makes for a lot of fun. You have to really stay on your toes, remembering some lines that have to be said in certain situations but have to be skipped, and you have to keep moving in a smooth manner to the rest of your lines if those lines don't need to be included this particular night because they might give a clue that is wrong based on what cards were chosen. So that's very exciting.
The dates of the show, it's Father's Day weekend. It would be Thursday, June 14th, Friday 15th, 16th, and 17th.
And dessert, dinner? Which...
Dessert is on Thursday and Sunday. Sunday is a matinee, so that would be at 2 o'clock. Dessert is being served at 1:30. And then on Thursday, our opening night is also dessert, and that starts at 7 o'clock. And then show starts at 7:30. And then Friday and Saturday are both dinners.
Dinner shows. And what are the prices for the tickets?
For dinner show, it's $25, and then for dessert, it's $12. And they can be purchased at Josie Hannes Vintage Flair and Decor.
It's down across from the Ledger.
Yes. Yes, yeah. F.A.C.T just put up a website. I don't know, just about a month or so ago. So it's www.wix.com, F.A.C.T Theater /F.A.C.T.
I'm learning. And actually I was an Eagle Scout, so I actually, other than the fact that we weren't allowed to tie hangman's nooses,
I wonder
hangman's
why.
knots. Probably because most of the kids would say, "Oh, I know what this is for." You know, we were Eagle Scouts, but we were still kids. So, other than the fact that the fact that I've learned to tie knots in the past meant I picked it up pretty well, and that's my handiwork right there.
Oh, well, I'm impressed.
And so am I.
Goodness.
Hey, Scott's involved in this. Of course, I have to dance. I ruined the waltz in My Fair Lady, and now I'm about to ruin the tango in
I think it makes for a fun time in the theater. Yeah.
It makes a fun time for the audience. I'm not sure it makes a very fun time for me. You know, born with 2 left feet, and
that's okay.
both of them on backwards. You know, it's.
You have character feet.
Yeah.
Well, it's just
I just say, put me behind someone or behind something.
when there's
the upper torso is always moving
that's
just right.
Like
it's the feet that are.
Irish dancing, isn't
There you
it?
go. Yeah.
But you only want to see the top part.
It's exact opposite.
Okay.
I should be not moving my feet and moving my upper body.
Do you get to dance at all?
Actually, there is one scene where Mrs. Peacock and I waltz. But I think it's more interesting to watch Joe dance.
Yes. Well, we brought that up, but it's always lovely to hear you sing.
Oh, thank you.
Do you get to sing?
I do. I do. There's like 2 or 3 different songs that I'm that I sing, and they are they're pretty catchy tunes.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. We'll go away humming them. You think?
I think so.
Okay.
Actually, there's not a lot of dancing in this show.
Okay. More than Joe wants.
But the dancing does help. I did take dance for 16.
Luckily, in this show, there's a table that goes across the front of the stage, so everyone, they look good from the waist up. You'll never know what the feet are doing from the waist down, so that works out well that way.
Actually, Joe mentioned that.
Yes.
Times I disparage my history of marriage has been matrimonial strife. A woman in my pride. I'm married old money, so old it's not funny. Forget about passion, I'm judge and I distress me, and you couldn't arrest me. The night lights were judging but
I have no qualm with my potential foe. Murder is fated not by chance and is now set in motion with the dance.
I just want to see how long this waltz is.
Yeah, I see how well I can ruin. How have we lost half the cast?
I'm invisible dancing with my invisible.
Quarter glass, is that right?
No,
And
champagne flute.
Each retrieves a champagne flute.
There's turds in the stuff.
Yes, champagne.
Here we go.
and gentlemen, I trust you all enjoyed dinner and that you all are pleasantly satiated. I have asked all of you here, including Mrs. White, to join me in an after-dinner champagne because you are a collection of varied personalities with a single objective: my demise. Sorry! Wrench, candlestick, pipe, knife, revolver, rope.
That's better. Now, who here knew Mr. Body? Everybody. Who here wanted a dead Mr. Body? Nobody. Well, we will see.
June 14th to the 17th, from Flag Day to Father's Day.
Oh.
Tickets are on sale at Josie Hannes Design, Flair Vintage Decor, and since this is a dessert show, you have to get a reserved ticket. You just have to, because they have to plan for food and prep and meals and tables, and you just can't come in. It's
Yeah.
not. This is a show you can't just be an audience. F.A.C.T was very big and it was very active for a long time. And then it kind of went on a hiatus. And then when Fairfield had the sesquicentennial, then Sally Neff and Susan Kessel kind of revived it, asked me to be the director, and that's when we did Music Man the first time. And then we did Music Man the second time on the 10th anniversary, and F.A.C.T's been going strong, and so 25 years will come up not this summer, but the next summer. And we won't do Music Man. Instead, we're going to do a big showcase highlight of all the shows we've done, as many as we can, from the past 25 years. Now, we can't do all of them because the show itself would take the other 25 years. So, we're going to do as many highlights as we can, bring back original cast members, original chorus members, as well as brand new chorus members and cast members. So it should work really well that way. It'll just be a big celebration.